tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Oakland Raiders. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They go play action here on first down. And the Raiders have got him. Raekwon McMillan in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Working out of the gun, Winston. He's going to rifle one deep left. And got his man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And give him a gain of 37.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Winston. And he rifles one incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. On 2nd down, Winston again. And right side, Henry's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Okay, folks, we got 4. We got 4. Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go.
This will be their first trip to the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, and now he pulls him over. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Now it's Chris Thompson on the return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage, and he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
To throw on 2nd down, Chambers. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here.
And he's going to go down again. Taco Charlton. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now this offense about ready to take over again. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. And this is incomplete. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And that last penalty makes his third down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5. Jameis to throw it. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. On 2nd down, Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down, Chambers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Chambers. And some room to work. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Henry's got it out on the left side. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, Winston. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A gain of 11 and a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Mario Edwards able to collapse the pocket and drop it for a loss of a yard.
Okay. Hey, stop. Hey, stop. Sonny. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Winston. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. He's going to air one out. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conlon.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
You got me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Let's go. Let's convert. Let's convert. Let's convert. Triple C. Sonic.
Following the interception, Winston. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
Hey,
so after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, stop.
Now Winston. And this one is incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Let's go now.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Winston now. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Let's go. 190.
They pitch it out to Johnson. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Chambers under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. Off-play action. Chambers. It's caught. Michael Pruitt. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And as a result, possession switches hands. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Los Angeles. It's the Rams that have grabbed the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Mario Edwards in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Second down, Winston. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Henry. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down.
Let's convert. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
They're indeed going. It's Winston. And he will find his man on the outside. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Jameis now 8 of 17 so far, under 50%.
Green, triple C. 5-0.
They'll throw again. Winston completes this to Callaway over on the right side. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Sonic. 5-0.
To the air again with Winston. Flushed out right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Here's Thompson on the return. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Ohio!
Off the play fake. Chambers. Forced out to his left. Space to maneuver at the 40. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. That's on the big guard, Gabe Jackson. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From the gun, Chambers. His throw incomplete. He was looking that time for Stills, and that'll bring up second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Off play action. Chambers. And his throw here is incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Flex round! Flex round!
Throwing on third and long. Chambers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Now they'll run it on the toss. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
First down, Winston. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. And a huge play that time. 48 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
To throw, Winston. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field. They're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
On first down, Chambers. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. To throw again. Chambers. Screenplay. Johnson. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
From the gun on 3rd down. Chambers. He completes it to Bryant. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Chambers. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And it's just caught inside the 5. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Amari Cooper, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are back within a score. Prater for the extra point. And it's now 13-7. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here now the offense heading back out there. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Here's Winston. He's going to rifle one deep left. And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Gary and Conley. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Tight end right. Flex round. Check 52 to the right. Check. Ohio.
Throwing on 1st down. Chambers. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Flex round. Switch.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Chambers being chased out left. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Hard throw, incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
They're going to try for it on 4th. Winston stays out there.
Screen, triple C. Let's go, let's convert, let's convert, let's convert. Screen, triple C. Screen, triple C. Follow, follow, follow.
Here's Winston. Flush to his right. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And the Raider D, they get the football back. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
On 1st and 10, Chambers. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Raiders have drawn even here, and they can take the lead with the extra point to come. Extra point good by Prater, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. On 3rd down, Winston. He's airing it out for Williams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. To throw on second down, Chambers. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Cooper was the intended target. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
The tackle there by Richard Sherman.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Working out of the gun, Winston. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On third down, that's Logan. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
And Sturgis able to knock it through. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the fourth. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, that totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Ohio! 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 Ohio!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Chambers looking deep in the direction of Cooper. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play that time for the Raiders. 69 yards. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Chris Thompson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Prater for the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This is T.J. Logan to return it. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
They got the completion. Now, they probably had 2 plays called in the huddle, so they've got to get to the line of scrimmage, get set, and run their 4th down play.
Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Over the middle, complete. That's Francis. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Let's go. Hey, stop.
He's back to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. He's got daylight. The 40. 30. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Raiders, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.